What is up, everybody? I'm back with another video, man. Today we're going to Mozzy and CML Lavish, the Sacramento's deadly beef by Hip Hop Daily. Get into it.
When it comes to West Coast hip hop, most people think of either LA or the Bay Area, but Sacramento has its own scene that's just as wild as anywhere else. Two of the most famous rappers from Sac are currently in a violent war that has left a blood trail all across the city. Here's a look at the deadly beef between Mozzy and CML Lavish D. Mozzy is a rapper from Sacramento who put the city's hip-hop scene on the map in the mid-2010s. Although there have been other rappers who laid the groundwork for the Sacramento rap scene like Brother Lynch Hung and Sibo, Mozzy brought mainstream attention to the city with projects like Gangland Landscape and Blah Da Da. Mozzy grew up on 4th Ave in Sacramento's Oak Park neighborhood. He did not have his parents in his life growing up because his mother was addicted to drugs and his father was locked up. He was raised by his grandmother, who was a member of the Black Panther Party and owned several properties in the Oak Park neighborhood.
The Black
Mozzy's
Panther
grandmother
Party
was a big influence in his early life. She kept him disciplined
So she
and made sure he
was
was always reading
Marvel,
books
bruh?
and getting good grades in school. He started rapping when he was young after his uncle Gennaro GP the Bees Patterson brought him to a local studio. Mozzy originally attended Sacramento High School, but eventually dropped out and earned his GED instead. From that point on, he worked a bunch of local jobs and started making money in the streets to support himself. But having one foot in the real world and one foot in the streets never works, and Mozzy would be arrested and jailed 3 different times between 2005 and 2008 for crimes that include illegal possession of a firearm and evading police. But all while he was hustling in the streets, he was also continuing to build his buzz and work on his craft as a rapper. He released his first official track, You Ain't Really Like That, in 2010 under the name Lil Tim. He released his first mixtape under the name Mozzy the following year, which was called Money Means Mozzy. He would follow those up with a series of mixtapes that included Money Making Mozzy, Dope Fiend Trying to Get His Corsica Back, and Goon Body Embodiment. But he really started gaining the buzz in 2014 with the track I'm Just Being Honest featuring Filthy Rich. This track was a diss aimed at another Sacramento rapper named CML Lavish D and started a bloody feud in the city that continues to this day. The crazy thing is that Filthy Rich and Mozzy would also start beefing later on. Filthy and Lavish D would then team up on a diss track, F Your Politics, in 2019, turning the tables on the Oak Park rapper. The beef between Mozzy and Lavish D began in the streets, but I'm Just Being Honest was a song that attracted the attention of the public. But before this track blew up, there were several other disses between the two camps leading up to it. The first shot fired was a track by a rapper affiliated with Lavish D named Lick called With the Shit, Mozzy Diss. In the video for the track, Lick even pulled up to Oak Park, Mozzy's hood, and filmed the video outside of a popular corner store. After With the Shits dropped, Mozzy followed up with the track, The Truth, where he called out several members of Lavish D's crew by name. About 12 hours after that track dropped, Mozzy would be mourning the loss of his close homie, Zilla Zoe, who had appeared alongside him in the video for The Truth. And even after his friend got murked, Mozzy would keep applying pressure and dropped a freestyle dedicated to his fallen brother. Not long after that, he followed up with I'm Just Being Honest, where he took several shots at Lavish D and continued to call out members of their team by name. This track quickly blew up, partially because of the controversy behind it, and took Mozzy to a new level in his career. But the success was bittersweet. Even though he was gaining more recognition for his talents, the track would also intensify the beef that had already claimed several lives. Lavish D would follow up with his own diss tracks, Mac Blast and Where's Waldo, where he directly responded to some of the statements Mozzy made in his breakout hit. But this was serious beef and wasn't just for clout. By that point, it was an all-out war, and both sides would start losing members left and right. The first person from Mozzy's camp to get caught lacking was his manager, who Lavish D spotted while he was by himself at Art and Fair Mall in Sacramento. The rapper and his team immediately jumped him and posted a video of the beatdown online.
Get on that ass flip.
in the Foot Locker, bro.
Look at that.
Bro, I just realized you're showing this on YouTube? Bro, yeah, you definitely got demonetized. I'm definitely, you know what I'm saying, I'm definitely getting yellow marked. I can't even get monetized, so, but like, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But the payback would backfire, and Lavish would end up getting arrested for his involvement in the assault not long after. At the time, the rapper was also fighting an open case from November 2013, where police found a handgun in his car. Less than 4 months later, he posted a video of his crew beating up Mozzy's manager. In court, prosecutors even used the lyrics from his song to prove he was a danger to the community. Plus, he had a long list of prior convictions that went back to when he was a teenager. So, the judge sentenced him to 6 years in prison, and he would end up serving around 4. But just because the boss was behind bars didn't mean the violence stopped. Lavish D's gang, the Stars from G-Way Park, would continue to apply pressure in the streets to get revenge for his arrest. On May 10, 2014, a dude from Oak Park named Jacoby James would lose his life after the ops came through and shot up a child's birthday party that was being held at a park in North
child's
Sacramento.
birthday
2 men
party,
associated with the
bro?
Stars would be arrested for the murder, but later acquitted.
That's so messed up, bro. A child's birthday party, bro. Yeah, bro. Get him going, bro.
Then, another Mozzy affiliate named Shaquem Murray would get murked while leaving a house party in 2015. After losing 2 members back-to-back, Oak Park would seek revenge by allegedly trying to set up a member of G Parkway using a female. A 15-year-old named Macy Murphy agreed to lure a member of Lavish D's gang into a car where he would be ambushed by dudes from Oak Park. Macy was cool with the dudes in Oak Park and wanted to be down with the gang, so she agreed to take part. But the plan backfired, and the target figured out it was a setup. Fearing for his life, he did whatever he could to get out of the car and ended up taking out Macy. This is just a rumor and hasn't been confirmed, but a 17-year-old was arrested and charged with her murder. Oak Park would get their revenge on July 4, 2016, after catching an associate of CML Lavish D named Stunna Nook lacking at a house party in South Sacramento. He was leaving the party to get in the car when another vehicle pulled up next to him and started letting off shots. A year later, in June 2017, Lavish D's second in command, Prince Dretta, was shot 8 times outside a liquor store in South Sacramento but survived. While Lavish D was locked up, Mozzy would go on a crazy run and build a major name for himself in the music industry. He dropped the tape Blah Da Da in 2015, which was ranked among the best rap albums of the year by Rolling Stone. Complex also awarded him the best run of that year as well. He continued to feed the streets and throw shade at the opposition, knowing that there wasn't much they could do while their leader was locked up. But even behind bars, Lavish D kept up to date on what was going on in the streets. Seeing his op flourish only made him even hungrier for revenge. But for the time being, he had to keep his head down and wait for his freedom. Even once he was paroled, he had to sign an agreement that he would not mention Mozzy's name in any future records. The lack of name dropping wouldn't stop the beef completely, and while he was still on parole, Lavish D would be the target of a shooting that left 4 people injured and 1 dead. On August 27, 2017, a group of people assembled in Sacramento's Meadowview Park to film a music video for a song by Sacramento rapper C-Bo. C-Bo and Mozzy had also been beefing after Mozzy dropped the track New Era, New King, where he threw shots at the Sacktown legend. C-Bo responded with his own diss track, Body for Body, where he called out Mozzy by name and said that he did not represent Sacramento. CML Lavish D was also in attendance at the music video shoot, still wearing an ankle monitor because he was on parole. Police were called to the scene around 2:45 p.m. and found 1 victim dead. 4 others who had been wounded had already been taken to the hospital and treated for their injuries. The victim who passed away was a 49-year-old innocent bystander named Ernie Cadena. Rumors quickly circulated that Mozzy was trying to take out 2 enemies in 1 hit, but ended up missing the target. 3 men from Oak Park would eventually be arrested for the murder, proving that the shooting was gang-related. After that, the heat was on, and the beef picked up right where it left off before Lavish D was sent away. But by that point, Mozzy's status in the music industry, and he couldn't just openly diss his ops the way he could when he was just an up-and-coming rapper. So he took a back seat and let 2 of his artists, Snubs and Uzi Marcus, go at Lavish for him. Snubs would drop a track called Dead Ops K, which got a response from Lavish on social media.
K.
Lavish called out Mozzy for letting his artists fight his battles and taunted him to drop a record himself. This would trigger a back and forth between Lavish D and Mozzy's right-hand man, Snubs, on social media.
Let me see blood again, blood. Look, y'all don't compare me to no that's like this, blood. 3-0, blood. Don't compare me. Blood ain't in a sleeping bag, blood. Blood is under a pillowcase.
Lavish D claimed that he once tried to murk Snubs in his sister's car.
We was gonna kill you in that motherfucker on my mama, bro.
You're saying this on IG Live, bro? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy.
You got caught in that car, but you're gonna die. You better off going to jail in that motherfucker. Oh God, we was gonna smoke you. Yeah, record this. We was gonna smoke that on my mama. Straight the up.
Snubs responded by accusing Lavish of snitching on him after they beat him up.
I been told him, tell him we can squad. I beat your ass. You gonna get outside the first round, my mama. You talking about?
Uzi Marcus also jumped into the beef and said that Mozzy never responded to Lavish because he's too big of an artist.
Bro ain't finna respond to your bitch ass. You know why? Cause bro too big, bro. Why would he respond to a at that level? Bro, it's about 7 from Oak Park who doing more numbers than you. On my mama, we all doing numbers. Get your bitch ass up out of here.
But Lavish D wasn't the only rapper they took shots at. During this exchange, Snubs and Uzi Marcus also dissed a rapper named Briss who had recently been killed. Briss was a rapper from a hood called Fruit Ridge who was cool with CML Lavish D. He blew up back in 2019 with the track Panhandlin', which made him one of the hottest up-and-coming rappers from Sacramento. Fruit Ridge was known to beef with Oak Park, and Briss and Uzi Marcus had issues with each other. Their problems went deeper than gang affiliation. Briss allegedly used to date Uzi Marcus' baby mama, but cheated on her and got another woman pregnant. To get back at him, she started dating one of his ops, Uzi Marcus, and had 2 kids with him. After that, the 2 rappers had been at each other's necks. Uzi would diss Briss in the song 42K, and Briss would respond with his own diss track, Need Hammy. Then, on June 24th, 2020, Briss would be shot in his own hood.
Police tape marks the spot where detectives say Christopher Treadwell was shot and killed early Sunday morning. Treadwell, also known as the rapper Briss, had a growing following in Northern California.
Uzi Marcus would drop a diss track about Briss right after he died, leading many to believe that Oak Park had something to do with the murder. But a few months later, a man named Moses Hirschfield would be arrested for the murder. Hirschfield had no connection to Uzi Marcus and was allegedly affiliated with another gang that beefed with Fruit Ridge. But Uzi and Snubs would still use Briss's death to taunt Lavish D after the fact. After finally getting off parole in November 2020, Lavish D would drop the brutal diss track, Where's Waldo 2, where he called out Mozzy by name, and even included a snippet from the interview he did with Vlad TV in the intro. The track is over 6 minutes of straight bars and verbal disses, where Lavish D goes at Mozzy hard for disrespecting his fallen homies and claiming to be a gangster when he really isn't. Mozzy has yet to respond, but Uzi Marcus was quick to retaliate and drop the diss track, Last Diss Me in the Box, not long after. It's hard to see an end to this beef in sight. Both rappers have made a major name for themselves in the industry, but both have lost far too many close homies to just let the past be the past. This war goes way deeper than rap beef, and there are far more casualties that weren't mentioned. Some estimates claim that as many as 25 people have been killed in this beef over the past 6 or 7 years. At this point, the city of Sacramento is divided between those who are loyal to Mozzy and Oak Park, and those who rock with Lavish D and G Parkway. There hasn't been much drama in the past few months, so maybe that's a good sign that the beef is cooling off. But all it takes is one diss song or threat on social media to reignite the violence. If you thought this video was crazy, be sure to check out our channel for more. From Big 30, the Demon of Memphis, to why King Von killed female shooter.
Yeah, that video is crazy, bro. I ain't know Sacramento was like those, cause I ain't even gonna lie, bro. Didn't know Sacramento was like those, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, that's gonna be the end of this video, you know what I'm saying? Like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, we out, bro.